There is no time like the present. Love is blind. Ignorance is bliss. The grass is always greener on the other side. Actions speak louder than words. You can't judge a book by its cover. What do all these things have in common? What do all these phrases have in common? Well, they're commonly called cliche. Many times when people use these phrases, they say, oh, well, I know it's cliche, but, the grass is always greener on the other side. Or, I know it's cliche, but ignorance is bliss. I know this is cliche, but there's no time like the present. Why do we say we know it's cliche before saying these phrases? I asked this question because I was on the train and I was very much impacted and influenced by a lady that I met on the train, a French lady from Paris, who felt as though to say something is cliche is to deny a universal truth. I thought about this. She said, we often say these phrases, these words, these things are cliche, but what we don't realize is that we say they're cliche because we hear them again and again, but we hear them repeatedly because these are universal truths. These are things that are actually true. They apply. They make sense. And because they make sense, we often hear them. But because we often hear them, we kind of shrug and we put them off as though, oh, it's just cliche. I know it's cliche, but, that's just cliche. Well, to say something is cliche is like denying a universal truth. You are saying that this thing, this phrase, which applies, is just, it's just cliche. It's like there's no time like the present. Well, that's correct. That's true. There is no time like the present, right? You could even say there is no time but the present. The grass is always greener on the other side. Well, that's true. Our perception is our reality. We often believe that the grass is always greener on the other side. Even if it's not, we believe it to be so. It's true. Ignorance is bliss. Well, you could look at it one way and say that's very true. What we don't know won't hurt us, type thing. Ignorance is bliss. But another person could look at it another way. But to just say something is cliche, like you can't judge a book by its cover, of course. How would you know what is inside, the whole contents, the chapters, all the goods inside, if you just put the book down because you looked at its cover and you judged it by that? For sure. A book may look something on the outside and be something completely different on the inside. So all these things, these cliches, as it were, could actually be looked at as universal truths that we simply put off as cliche because we deny them. We deny that these universal truths are actually very powerful. What is a cliche that you have heard time and time again? Do you feel that it still applies today? Well, maybe another way to look at a cliche could be something that is very powerful, something enlightening, something that gets you to think a little differently outside of the box. Start to look at the cliches that you have heard time and time again and realize that they may be more than just cliche. That these are things that you can take with you. things that can guide you, things that can teach you, things that you can continue to learn lessons from again and again and again. Thank you for listening. This has been Jerome Shaw on TOP. That is the Open Palm Podcast here in... Where am I today? Somewhere in California. The open palm means harmony with the world, understanding our place in the world, and using our skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. And I pray that you did receive a message from this today, and you start to look at phrases, common phrases, a little bit differently, with a little more light, and start to put things off a little bit less, to throw things away and just call them cliche, but start to accept them and say that, you know what can this teach me? If you enjoy these messages and you find them inspirational and you resonate and gain value, why not share it with someone else who deserves to hear it? A like-minded individual like yourself who is learning and growing each day. And supporting this podcast by opening your browser, going to anchor.fm/jshaw, that's JSHAW, would be very appreciated, my friend. Even taking just a moment to give this a good rating on whatever platform that you are choosing to listen to it, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As always, have a blessed day or night, wherever you are. Take care.